Hello everyone, welcome to our channel Indra Educational Academy. In previous class, we learned about the OOPS in terms of learning of Java concept. Now again continue that second part of that OOPS concepts. So let's begin our class part 2. In previous class, we studied about OOPS. OOPS is nothing but object-oriented programming, which is a process that prepares a Java program using some concepts like object and inheritance, etc. In this class, we learn about the Java introduction. Java introduction is a popular programming language created in 1995. It is owned by Oracle and more than 3 billion devices run Java. Here, Java is one of the most important at the same time popular programming language created in 1995, and it is Oracle is the owner for this Java, and Java is running over 3 billion devices. Next, uses of Java. Java is used for mobile applications, especially Android apps. While we are using Android apps is based on the designing, that means based on the Java programs only. By designing Java programs only, software developers creating the apps. So the user uses that app. Next, desktop applications, web servers and application servers, games, database connection, and much more. Here, desktop applications means computer computer system apps, whereas web applications means the apps which runs the websites. That means Google Chrome, Mozilla Firefox, internet, Chrome, etc. All this comes under the web applications. And web servers and application servers, that means web applications run on the web servers, whereas applications, that means apps runs on the app servers. Every every app must have an server. Without server they can't run. Why? Because the that app stores the data which is given by user, or the way of user using is all these is stored in that server only. So particular server should be there for particular applications or websites. Next, games. In designing games also Java is used. Database connection. Database is nothing but storage of the data. In the storage of data also Java is interlinked, and etc. Or many uses are there for Java. Next, why use Java, why users are using Java is the question. Java works on different platform: Windows, Mac, Linux, Raspberry Pi, etc. That means Java doesn't depend on a specific platform. It's run on every platform. That means it is an independent programming language. It is one of the most popular programming language in the world. Since from our first class I'm saying Java is one of the most important programming language. Here also that sentence is here. It is one of the most popular. At the same time, it is one of the most important programming language also. It is easy to learn and simple to use. It is open source and free. That means here open source and free means we can freely install the Java from the internet. It is not a paid software. We can easily and freely install it. It is secure, fast, and powerful. It has a huge community, supports 10 of millions developers. Here, Java provides more secure and it works very fast, and it is so powerful. It is, by using Java, we can communicate with more people. Java is an object-oriented language which gives a clear structure to programs and allows code to be reused, lowering development costs. In the definition of Java also I said Java is an object oriented programming language. That means in the execution of programs, it provides our given data into graphical representations. That means through that graphical representation we get a clear structure of that concept. Reading all the paragraphs is better than by seeing the picture and understanding that graphical representation. That's why Java is used. By using Java, it is so easy to understand the concept. Why? Because Java executes the program in graphical representation. As Java too close to C++ and C hashtag, it means it is easy for programs to switch to Java. Since Java is developed to overcome the drawbacks in C and C++ and C hashtag programs, it is easy to use or it is easy to learn. And next one is structure of Java program. Structure of Java program is very important. Why? Because before going to write any program of the Java or before going to write any code for the Java, we must have an idea on the structure of the Java. Yet structure is nothing but just the outline, headings, at which place, at which data item should be there is set by the structure of Java. Here, best example to understand this Java structure is in English subject, faculty give a format of the letter. We just use that format, how to write those lines and how to put circulation at left side, or how to write ending of that letter is all is based on the format of letter only. That's the purpose of that structure of letter. We didn't copy anything from that structure of letter. Here also we just see that structure package list. When we are writing a program, if our program consists any package list, we should write in that line, first line. Next, second one, public class. If you want to write any class name, we should write in that place only. Next, curly braces open, and within that curly braces we should write data members, constructor functions, user defined methods, and public static void. If you use any string arguments, we must use that in public static void menu block only. Next, if you want to add any other statements, we can add in the block of statements only. Many number of statements we can add. So this is the structure of Java program. And next, a Java program involves the following sections. Here I am discussing some sections of the Java program. That means nothing but the structure of Java program parts. That means structure of Java program consists of some sections like letter format only. Letter format consists of heading section and body section and circulation section. Here also structure of Java consists of some sections. Those sections are nothing but documentation section, package statement, import statements, interface statement, class definition, main method class, main method definition, section description. All these 8 sections are included in the structure of Java programs. Without these sections, the structure of Java is nothing. So let's discuss all these 8 sections of structure of Java. First, coming to document section, you can write a comment in this section. Comments are beneficial for the programmer because they help them understand the code. In document section, the user can comment anything. That means comment is nothing but text string, so they can text anything. So it benefits the programmer to understand the code easily. Next, package statement. You can create a package with any name. A package is a group of classes that are defined by the name. That is, if you want to declare many classes within one element, there can also declare it within package. If you want use more classes in a program, if you want to use more classes, then you shift this package statement. Why? Because by using package statement we can include many classes, unlimited classes we can consider in package statement. So when the programmer wants to use more classes in their code, they easily use the package statement. Next one, it is declaration of package. That means here package underscore name semicolon is nothing but the syntax of the package. Next, import statements. This line indicates that if you want to use a class of another package, then you can do this by importing it directly into program. Here syntax also there for the import program. Once check this definition, import statements indicates the use of class of another package that you can import it. If you want to import anything from the global section to that means local variables to global variables, by using import statement we can make the transfer in that coding. While we are learning coding section, we will easily understand these terms. Since it is a theory class, it is little bit difficult to imagine that process of import statement. So here syntax of the import statements, and next one is interface statement. But definitions are very important. Definitions for this is very important. When if university wants to tough the question paper, then they mustly include these topics, so be careful, study careful, and each and every definition is very important. And coming to our topic, next one is interface statement. Interface or like a class that includes a group of method declarations. If you want to use any methods like method overloading, method overriding, if you want to use those methods, we use this interface statement. And next one, class definition. Class definition is nothing but a Java program may contain several class definitions. Classes are the main and essential definition of any Java program. Here class is nothing but collection of objects only now. In OOPS we learn about the class. Class is nothing but a collection of objects and it doesn't consume any space. Here coming to Java also, classes are the main and essential elements of any Java program. That means in Java program class in that means in Java program class is the main and important, that means necessary element for Java program. Why? Because class definition contains many classes. Without class we can't execute the Java program. Next one, main method. Main method is nothing but class. Every Java stand-alone program requires the main method as the starting point of the program. This is an essential part of Java program. There may be many classes in Java program, and only one class defines the main methods. Methods contain data type, declaration, and execute. Here coming to the main method. Here once read that main method class. Every Java standalone program requires the main method as the starting point of the program. In Java, if you want to write standalone programs, then main method is required. This is an essential part of Java program. Like as class only, main method is also required for the Java. Coming to the example of letter format. In letter format, any letter format, header section is also important, at the same time body section is also important. These both, without these both sections, letter is not complete. So like that in Java also, class definition section and main method class is also very important. Without these two, main method and class definition, without these two we can't run the Java. This is an essential part of Java program is nothing but here main method is most important and necessary part for the Java program. There may be many classes in Java program and only one class define the many method. If you use many classes in Java in your coding, but only one class will only indicates the main method. If you use 10 classes in your 10 class names in your Java program, but in the 10 class names only one class name only will define the main method and interlink with that main method, and methods contain data types, declaration and executable statements. Why here main method is very important for the Java is the main reason is the methods contain data type, declaration and executable statement. That means data type is very important to execute the program. Without knowing data type, that means if you know the data type like integer, float, then execution will be very easy. Without knowing that data type, we can't give any data to that Java. So that's why method consists data type, declaration and executable statements. So these are the sections of the structure of Java program. When structure of Java program question is also important, if in a examination explain the structure of Java or write the structure of Java is given, then you have to write the structure of Java and this is structure of Java and write all these sections, all these 8 sections in the in that answer. So this is the structure of Java and Java tokens. This is the graphical representation of the Java tokens. We can easily understand the concept by this graphical representation. So all this is occurring due to the Java only. In daily life uses also we have to think in terms of the Java, then we can easily understand the Java. So coming to Java tokens. Java tokens is identify literals, operators, separators, comments, keywords. All these 6 comes under the Java tokens. And first one, keyword. Keyword or predefined or reserved words in a programming language. Each keyword is meant to perform a specific function in a program. Since keywords are referred names of the compiler, they can't be used as a variable names. Java language supports the following keyword. So before going that Java language supports keywords, let's understand the definition of the keyword. Sorry, definition of the keyword. Okay. So let's come to the definition of the keyword. Here keyword is nothing but a predefined or reserved. That means before the programming it is reserved for the programming language. Each code um, works for specific function. That means each keyword does each function. Like enter if we use enter button in the keyboard, what is the function of that enter keyboard? It's a skips to the second line. Whereas we using the space bar, what is the function of that space bar? Giving space of one letter. So both keys are different and both functions of that keys is different. Like that only here keywords of the Java tokens also have different functions for different keywords, and each keyword has a each function. And keywords are referred names for the compiler. When we are compiling the program, we use keywords. They can't be used as variable names. We can't use the keywords for the variables. We use in the compiler section only. Now Java language supports the following keywords. These are the keywords. These are the keywords that support by the Java. Abstract, break, catch, const, do, final for implements, asset, byte, cat, continue, double exports, finally go to import boolean case class default ls extends float if intents of all these are the keywords of the Java, and each keyword has a specific unique function. To to see these functions of these keywords, we work on the programming section only. In theory we can't. So here also some keywords are there, and these are all the keywords of the Java. And coming to the identifiers. Identifiers are used as the general terminology for naming of the variables, functions, and arrays. These are user-defined names. You can't use keywords and identifiers. They are reserved for special use. Here, identifier also reserved for the special use. That means identifier also have a specific use, and it is used for naming the variables, functions, and arrays. And these are user-defined names. We can't use it in the keyword section. Identify is completely different from the keywords ma. Once again I'm saying identify concept is completely different from the concept of keywords. Identifiers is used for naming the variables, functions, and arrays, and it is reserved for the special uses. We can't use the keywords as identifiers. And example for the valid identifier is here. Example is there, my variable, and once check this example of invalid identifier. This is the example for the valid identifier. That means here in this example, when we execute this example, identifier will work in the execution part. Whereas coming to the second example, that means invalid identifier, in this example the identifier will not execute. Next, constants and literals. Constants are also like normal variables, but the only difference is their values can't be modified by the programs when they are defined. Here constants is like variables only, but the word itself sounding like constant means we can't change. When we can't change that, if once the Java program defined that value of that constant, we can't change that constant value. Whereas coming to variable, we can change the values of the variable. Now coming to the syntax of constants. Final data underscore type variable underscore name semicolon. Special symbols. We all are know about these special symbols. The following special symbols are used in Java having some special meaning and thus can't be used for some other purpose. Brackets, opening and closing brackets are used as an array element. In arrays we use the brackets now. Once remember the structure of Java. In string arguments we used array. In that array we used this square brackets. Parenthesis is used for the conditions, that means function calling and function parameters. Braces, opening and closing of code containing, that means opening and ending of the statements. More than one executable statement. If you have more than one executable statement, then use curly braces. Next, assignment operator. It is used to assign a value. That means equals to. If you want to assign any value, we use assignment value. Operators. Java provide many types of operators which can be used according to the need. They are classified based on the functionality they provide. Some of the types are here. Operators are nothing but it provides some functions. That means it used for some specific functionality. Here arithmetic operators, unary operators, assignment, relational, logical, ternary, bitwise, shift operators. Operators topic is also very very important. Before going to operators topic, once check these special symbols. Special symbols is also very important for BS fourth sim students. That's why I'm repeating once again special symbols topic here. Check all those special symbol. The following special symbols are used in Java having some special meaning and thus can't be used for some other purpose. Here what this definition means: special symbols are used in Java for the specific reason. So brackets, these square brackets is used in terms of the array. Opening and closing brackets are used as array element reference in 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 the terms of arrays, or for referring the array we use this square brackets, and whereas parentheses, that means small brackets. These symbols are used to indicate function calls and function parameters. Here function calls and function parameters are nothing but the conditions of that program. So when we use conditions, we use these small brackets and curly braces. These opening and ending curly braces marks the start and end of a block of code containing more than one statement. Here block of code is nothing but block of statements. That means beginning of the statement, ending of the statements, we use these curly braces. And assignment operator is nothing but operator uses to assign the value. Now coming to the another topic, operators. Operators is nothing but it is used to assign some function to that variable or constant, whatever it is. So here once check the definition of the operators. Java provides many types of operators which can be used according to their need. Yeah, exactly, Java provides many types of operators, but according to our user requirements only we selected that operators and we use in our terms only. So they are classed based on the functionality. Based on functionality of that operators, they are classified. So here arithmetic operators, some types of there, here some kinds of operators is given. Here 10 operators are given, ma. So let's discuss all these 10 arithmetic operators: assignment, relational, logical. So these 10 are important operators in Java. Next, Java implements keyword. Java implements keyword is nothing but previously we discussed about Java keywords. Now here we discuss how that Java implements that keywords. By using interface, it implements the keywords. Let's go to the definition. An interface is an abstract class that is used to group related methods with empty bodies. To access that interface methods, the interface must be implemented by another class with the implement keywords. Here once check that if you want to access the interface methods, if you want to access the interface method, the interface must be implemented. So by using keywords we can access that mm, interface methods. That means by implementing the keywords in Java we can access that interface methods. So finally, to access the interface method, keywords are implemented in Java. This definition is very important. The body of the interface method is provided by the implement class. Here interface method body is provided by implement class only, and this implement class example, all these example is not important, but whereas coming to definition is very important. What is that definition? Java implement keyword definition is very important, ma. So our next one is example for that Java implement keyword. If you want to if you want to execute the keyword implementation, we can use this program. This is the program of the Java implementation keyword to access the interface method. If you want to execute that interface method program, we use this method from this part to this. This is all the program for that interface method access. By using your Java software, we can execute that program. Next, definition and uses of the implement, that means keywords. The implements keyword is used to implement an interface. Here keywords are used to implement the interface. The interface keyword is used to declare a special type of class that only contain abstract method. Here interface keyword is used to declare special type of class, that means to declare the class. This implement keywords are using. Notes on interface, that means answer for the interface question. It can't be used to create objects. Interface can't be create user objects. Interface attributes are by default public, static and final. In the section of public stack wide menu, interfaces are used and interface doesn't contain a constructor. And whereas coming to interface security, it hides certain details and only show the important details of an object. That means interface hide the internal details, it shows only important details and functionalities. So here multi interface, Java doesn't before going to multi interface definition or the topic of multi interface, Java, remember one thing, Java doesn't Java doesn't support the multiple multiple inheritance. Sorry, interface. Java doesn't support multi-interface. Here once check the graphical representation, and Java doesn't support multiple inheritance. A class can also inherit it from one superclass. Here ma once listen, inheritance and interface is interlinked terms. Here functioning of inheritance is carrying the characteristics or properties from the parent object to child object, that means superclass to subclass in some terms. Whereas coming to the programming, in programming terms, parent object is known as a superclass, whereas child object is known as subclass. So carrying the properties from superclass to subclass is comes under to the inheritance only. In Java it doesn't support multi inheritance. It can be achieved with, so to overcome this multi inheritance interface is introduced in the Java. Why? Because multiple inheritance is not supported by Java. It is the drawback. So due to this some functions will stopped, or some programs will not be executed. So to overcome this, interface is introduced. So by using interface, class can implement a multi interfaces. So here in the place of multi inheritance, we using multi interfaces. By using the interface, Java is not supporting multi inheritance. So to overcome this, we are using multi interfaces in the place of multi inheritance by using interfaces. So this is the multi inheritance in Java. And whereas coming to multi interfaces, to implement multi interfaces, separate them with a comma. This is the syntax for that multi interface. Class, main class, all these are comes to the example for the interface. Up to here we completed multiple inheritance and multiple interface. So once check those two topics little bit they are confused. So if you check that, it easily understand. To overcome the multi inheritance, we introduce the multi interface concept by using interface. The term is very very important ma. So our next topic is Java virtual machine. This is the graphical representation of the Java virtual machine. Here editor is nothing but user only. User gives the source code. In step 2, it source code is converted into bytecode by using compiler. Here compiler translates the source code into binary code, that means machine code. And step 3, it executes the machine code, that means it runs that machine code and gives output in the source code only. So Java virtual machine stands here JVM stands for Java virtual machine. JVM is the engine that drives the Java code. When we compile a Java program, then bytecode is generated. Bytecode is the source code that can be used to run on any platform. Here JVM is nothing but a engine, that means it is nothing but a engine that drives the Java code. Here JVM is like a machine, which runs the coding of the Java program. That means so it converts source codes into binary code and binary code into source code. That means machine language, high level language to understand the language by the user. So when we compile a Java program, that means when we convert the source code into bytecode. Here compiler use is that only na. Here compiler, what compiler does, it translates source codes into machine code. When we compile a Java program, the bytecode is generated. That means source code is converting into bytecode. That's why bytecode is generating. Bytecode is the source code that can be used to run any platform. Here that convention of that bytecode runs in the execution and gives the output. Since Java is a independent, that means it doesn't depend on a specific or particular platform. Here source code can be run on any platform. Here JVM consists reading bytecode, verifying bytecode, linking the code with the library. JVM generates a class, that means bytecode file, and the file can be run in any OS. OS is nothing but operating system. Here Java virtual machines generates a bytecode, that means conversion of source code into bytecode is the generates the bytecode, and that file can be run in that bytecode. That means that bytecode can be run in any operating system, but JVM have in operating system because JVM is a platform dependent. Here bytecode doesn't require specific operating system, that's why it can be run in any OS. But whereas coming to Java virtual machine, it should have an operating system. Within the operating system only it should be included. So because JVM is a platform dependent, JVM depends on the platform, that means operating system. But whereas coming to bytecode, it doesn't depend on the operating system since it is a independent. This is the JVM. And next one is Java command line arguments. Java command line arguments is nothing but an argument passed at the time of running of the Java program. So when the Java program and coding is running, some arguments will pass on to that running program. So that arguments is known as command line arguments. The arguments passed from the console can be received in the Java program and it can be used as an input. So it provides a convenient way to check the behavior of the program from the different values. You can pass n 1 2 3 and so on number of arguments from the command prompt. Here check the definition of the command line program. Command line argument. Command line argument is nothing but an argument that is passed at the time of running of the Java program. While we compare the program then it runs the program. In that time command line arguments, some arguments will pass on to that arguments. That passing arguments is known as command line arguments. So this is the Java command line arguments, and here the syntax of that command line program. Syntax is also very important. Example also there. Both are included in one only within the syntax. By using syntax, that means within the syntax a simple program is written for the command line program. Here I plus plus is the increment length. So this is the output of the command line program. So this is our part 2 of unit 1. So this is our unit 1 part 2 section, and this is the Java command line programs, and here example is also given for the Java command line argument, and this is our part 2 of the unit 1. Thank you for watching, and in next class, that means part 3 of the unit 1, we will meet, and thanks a lot for watching. Once again going to ending this video. Once revise the topics we completed in this part 2. What is those topics? In this part 2 we completed Java introduction. This is the Java introduction and uses of Java, and in this part 2 we completed Java introduction and uses of Java, and most important question for BSc 4th sem student is why the Java is used. This is the most important and a practical and viva question in a lab. That's why I'm repeating once again. This is the most important question for the BSc 4th sem students. Once revise that question and answer also. And coming to topic, we completed Java introduction, uses of Java, structure of Java, and the sections. The sections that which are included in this structure of Java is also completed in this topic, and more important Java tokens. Here we discussed operators is only the definition and that classifies. Why? Because in terms of Java tokens we discussed this operators, whereas discussed as another topic we will go with the syntax of that operators and programs of that topic. And here it is said as tokens of Java we discussed only definition and example. So these all are Java tokens, and that explanations and definitions, and after that Java tokens, next important topic is Java implement keyword. That how the keywords is implemented in Java is another important topic. So Java implement keyword at the same time, how that implement keyword is used. That means syntax is also, this is all the syntax for the Java implement keyword and this is the definition and uses of that implement keywords. And another important topic is interface. This is the notes for the interface and multiple interfaces. There is a lot of difference in these two topics. Once check the difference, and this is the syntax of that multiple interfaces. And next important topic is Java virtual machine. This is the one of the most important question for the BSc 4th sem students, which is comes under to the short question and answers. GVM is also very important and it is very easy question. So GVM, with the GVM also we must include Java command line arguments. Example is also given for the Java command line arguments. So nearly up to we completed 8 topics in this part 2. with one of the important question, why Java is used. So with these 8 topics, and that one important question is very very important for BSc fourth sem students of Andhra University. So once check all these notes, and thank you a lot for watching videos, and please subscribe to my channel for more interesting and knowledgeable videos. Thank you. Jai Hind.